Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining the live chat. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Let me welcome the participants first, then we'll get going. Sammy S, first viewer who commented, welcome Sammy. MMT here. Uh, Elijah Kano joined, welcome Elijah. Ethiopia, Bicha, 24. Barakat joined. MMT says, Sajid, please explain TDF withdrawal for your PP propagandist viewers. Well, I am addressing all of you, whether you support TPLF or PP. Uh, let's see what people say at the end of this live chat. We have the Rita Tube said, do you think the war will stop for real? Well, if you watch the live chat tonight till the end, I think you will get the answer to this question. Yaso join, welcome Yaso. Med Abduali here. Massey GRD, welcome Massey. Sigai Kasa joined, says TDF lost, but not the people of Tigray. Sigai Kasa is saying. H Hapta joined, welcome H Hapta. Yotam joined, says hello, Mr. How are you, Yotam? Iman Darasa joined, says you are doing great. Keep going. Thank you, Iman Darasa. uh, Hailey Assefa joined, says hi Sajid, good job you did. Thank you, Hailey Assefa. And it was because of all of you, because of the support you give, that I work. When I broke the news of TDF's entry in Salamti, majority rejected my report as fake. Even other YouTubers, some activists, all made videos. Thank you, H. Bata, for buying the super chat sticker. Your appreciation, your contribution matters a lot. Thank you. Mr. G says impressive reporting during this Tigray war. You surprised with your accuracy. Thank you, Mr. G. Yotim says, nice see you and you are doing good job. Thank you. Ethiopia Bicha says, why is it Pakistani intelligence concerned with Horn politics? Well, my views on news has nothing to do with Pakistani intelligence agencies. Pakistan has no interest in Ethiopia area. Pakistani government, Pakistani foreign policy. I don't know what Pakistani foreign policy is about Ethiopia, about Eritrea, about the Horn of Africa. I am interested in learning about the Horn of Africa. And so much is happening in this part of the world that I have not been able to move on. I wanted to move on, by the way, just like I moved on from The previous conflicts I covered, Azerbaijan Armenia war, Libyan civil war, Turkey Syria war. I moved on from all those conflicts. I could not move on from Tigray, from Ethiopia, from Eritrea because of the ongoing issues. Issues have not been solved. That is why I'm stuck here, you can say. Otherwise, I wanted to move on to cover other conflicts too. Asfao, Fish Join, Mesfin K here. Work Abraham says, be fair to all parties at this time of difficulty for all Ethiopians. Yeah, Work. We should be fair to everyone. If we really believe in truth, we should not be unfair towards anyone. Simon Tesfaye joined. He called me Sajid, Sanjay, and Sajidov. That's what he called me every time. Kasanet says, who are the people contributing money to and appreciating your highly schooled, flinched reporting? Well, they are not one-time writers of comments. They've been watching for the last 5 years. They are not perhaps biased people. They are thinking with an open mind. They're unlike you can say. We have Mullah Alam here. I think we should start. I took my time to host this live chat on this topic because I want to analyze developments. I wanted to reach some conclusions before. Thank you, LM Gizao, for buying the super chat sticker. Well, my internet connection does not seem to be the best tonight, but I want to complete this live chat. It's very important. I am back. Don't leave me, by the way. If I get disconnected, I'll return. Now, let's start, viewers. Let's start. Give me, by the way, this analysis, which I'm going to share with you, it's basically analysis, though it has some intelligence input as well. It's basically analysis. I am open to correction, open to improvement. You can agree, you can disagree with me, and I hope that you will express your views in comment sections, through emails to me. We should try to understand the situation because conflicting narratives are being spread about what led to Tigray military's withdrawal. What will happen next? We need to understand. I clarified for you when Tigray military entered Salamti. Though you know that pro TPLF activists, they tried to create confusion. They spread false reports that Tigray military was actually invited for talks in Salamti, but their Tigray military commanders were taken hostage. That is what Tigray military had to intervene. All that all that was propaganda. So we clarified for everyone that it was the Tigray military which fired the first shot and cross-stack as I am clear about it. But the next question was is then why did Tigray military withdraw? Was it military defeat, military loss? Was it a tactical withdrawal? Was it a call from abroad? Was it decision of all the parties supporting Tigray military? Well, firstly, those who are defending Tigray military's withdrawal from Salamti, from parts of Volkai, they say that Tigray military basically entered Salamti to wake up international community. They say that Tigray leaders wanted mediators, international community to play a role to solve the issue of Humera Volkai Sagede, to solve the issue of status of TPLF. But international community was not listening, or it was not putting enough pressure on the Ethiopian federal government. Welcome, Volde Rufail. Thank you for joining. So the limited incursion into Salamti and Volkai was basically a message for Tigray military, for international community to force international community to intervene. Now, my question for those people who support this theory: do Fano, Eritrea, and Ola want international community's intervention to solve the issues between Tigray and the Ethiopian federal government? Do they want that? I don't think so. I mean, if the issues between Tigray and federal government are solved by the international community, it means the alliance involving Fano, TPLF, Ola, and Eritrea will cease to exist, because Tigray will have its territories back, TPLF status will be negotiated too. The alliance of the Northerners and Ola will cease to exist. Well, why are people saying sound issues? Robel, Wolf, Teddy, Pelalegan. Come on, people. What's the problem? Why are you trying to divert me? The problem is on your side. Fix your audio, please. Don't divert me, please. So, my question for you is, do Fano, Ola, Eritrea want international community's intervention to solve the issues between federal government and Tigray? They don't. They don't. I mean, even a layman knows that these parties know that if international community is involved, issues are solved between Tigray and federal government, alliance of the North will cease to exist. That is why the theory that Tigray military launched this attack in Salamti to wake up international community is wrong. I don't agree with that. We need to be clear about Tigray military's entry first. What were the objectives behind the entry? After that, we can talk about withdrawal. Once we know why they entered, I think after that we can understand why they retreated. So, and two more points. Before Tigray military's entry in Salam, did you know that these members of the Alliance of the North, they held long discussions? Pano, Ola, TPLF, Eritrea met for days. They met in Tigray. Zamine Kasi visited Tigray. EDF military officers were there. So talks were long. Then after those talks, Tigray held internal discussions too. TPLF, Tigray military, held internal discussions too. In those discussions, it was decided to attack Salamti and Volkayet after a week. That's what I learned. But after that meeting in Tigray, internal meeting in Tigray, 24 hours after that meeting, Tigray military entered Salamti. It means that Tigray military entered Salamti not to wake up international community. It entered Salamti after extensive discussions with its allies, Fano, Ola, and TPLF. Though I am still not clear about the terms and conditions which all the parties agreed on when Tigray military and the parties agreed on TDF's entry in Salam. And secondly, the day Tigray military entered Salamti, Tigray President Tadesse Verede was called to Addis Ababa. I did a video on that. He refused. He said that he will visit Addis Ababa soon. If Tigray military only entered Salamti to wake up international community, I think Verede should have gone to Addis Ababa. The come on, no sound. Someone is writing. So Tadesse Verede should have gone to Addis Ababa and talked to Abiy. I mean, the objective would have been achieved of waking up international community. He did not go to Addis Ababa. He did not meet with Ethiopian government officials. So I am clear that TDF did not enter Salamti, Volkayet to wake up international community. Point number one. Point number two, I think Ethiopian National Defense Force made some smart moves. TPF, Tigray Peace Force, was being prepared for months to be used by ENDF against TPF in changed circumstances. ENDF very smartly used TPF. And suddenly, Tigray Peace Force fighters, they managed to enter southern Tigray. They entered Bala, they entered parts of Vajira. They made 3 or 4 attempts to cut off the road between Alamata and Makale. It means they had entered Tigray and they were being given air cover by the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Ethiopian Air Force was conducting drone strikes. So Tigray military crossed Takeze to take control of Salamti, and it did take control of Salamti. But in southern Tigray military started losing territories. Then a series of drone strikes was conducted. Not just in Salamti, but Tigray military made its intentions clear that it will hit all parts of Tigray. Wajirat was hit, Kolatambian was hit, Adwa to Adigrat Road was hit. Obviously, Salamti was hit. Makale could have been hit too. Tigray president's office could have been hit too. TPLF leaders' residences office could have been hit. ENDF made its intentions clear that it was ready for full-scale war. And when Tigray military realized that instead of gaining control of large territories in western Tigray military was losing territories in southern Tigray, it could have lost southern Tigray. It changed its strategy. It realized that it needs to do something different. And this uh, attack by Tigray military once again proved two very important points. First point is that no Ethiopian armed group alone can topple PM Abiy's government, whether it is Fano or Ola or TPLF. None of them alone can topple Abiy's government. EPLF was on its own, Tigray military, on its own during this recent fighting. Fano did not actively support TPLF. Eritrea did not actively support. It gave weapons in recent months and weeks, but practically there was no direct support for TDF by Eritrea, by Fano in the last week's fighting. The Tigray military was on its own, and it proved that no Ethiopian armed group on its own can topple Abiy's government. And secondly, again, this limited escalation proved that these Ethiopian groups should stop dreaming of defeating Abiy without having any air power. Drones which forced Tigray military to withdraw all the way from North Shore, from afar, from Romeo Special Zone Amhara in 2022 again really hurt Tigray forces. And that changed the plan of Tigray military. No air power, it means you're vulnerable. So these 2 points, I think, have been proven that these Ethiopian armed groups, if they think they can bring about a change in Ethiopia without having any form of air power, they're dreaming. They need to have air power, air support from abroad, from Eritrea, from Egypt, from Sudan, or they'll have to buy their own drones, but they need to have air power. Without that, they'll be extremely vulnerable. It's not new, by the way. That's what I've been saying for months. European armed groups have no real strategy against the Ethiopian Air Force. So, Tigray military was on the verge of losing southern Tigray. It decided to retreat. So what happened in Salamti is a retreat. It's not a withdrawal. It's not tactical withdrawal. It's a retreat. In fact, Tigray military made its people very vulnerable. Now, Tigrayans in Salamti, Tigrayans in Volkait, they could suffer, they're suffering. In fact, Amhara provisional government in Salamti is strengthening itself. Amhara militia is being reorganized there. Do you think that now Damak Azadu will stop training Takaze guards? Don't you think that Damak Azadu will train more Takaze guards? Will buy more weapons? Will get more support by the Ethiopian National Defense Force? What did Tigray military achieve from this offensive? It made its people vulnerable who are in Salamti. Yes, Tigray military managed to push ENDF out of southern Tigray. But Tigray military saw the result too, that TPF can anytime be used by ENDF from the Afar region to capture southern Tigray. Now, Two possibilities. I'll end in just 5 minutes. Two possibilities. So I am clear that Tigray military entered Salamti to take control of Salamti Volkat, but it saw ENDF's counteraction in southern Tigray. Drones, Tigray military retreated. What will happen next? Two possibilities. If Abiy, Ethiopian PM, really wants to break the alliance involving Fano, TPLF, Eritrea, and Ola, he will have to give Salamti Volkait to Tigray. He will have to give, he will have to restore TPLF status. If he does that, maybe the alliance of the four parties will be broken. Why will TPLF wage war on? And by the way, Abiy gave some signs in yesterday's speech in the parliament. What did PM Abiy say? He said that these Tigray leaders should play a role on national level. They should not be support actors. They should be leading actors. And Abiy was very critical of Eritrea yesterday. He was less critical of TPL. You know what National Election Commission has done. National Election Board of Ethiopia has included Volkai, Thumera, Sagede polling stations in Tigray. It means that either Abiy will agree to give Salamti Volkai to Tigray. Abiy will restore TPLF status, and the alliance of the Northerners will be broken. That's one possibility. Second possibility is that if Abiy does not agree to restore TPLF status, if Abiy does not give Volkai Salamti to Tigray military, you will soon see a second meeting of these Northerners with Ola. Fano, Ola, TPLF, and Eritrea will soon meet. I think after a few days, I'll be breaking this news. And this time, when they meet, they will make the final decision to work and to attack in coordination. None of them alone can remove or think of removing PM Abiy's government. They will have to work jointly. I mean, when Tigray military entered Salamti, if Fano had complemented that by launching large-scale attacks in Amhara, if Eritrea had complemented that by launching large-scale attacks in border areas, if Ola had joined by launching attacks close to Addis Ababa, results would have been different. But TPLF was on its own. Tigray military was on its own. Either TPLF, Fano, Eritrea all agreed that this time TPLF will carry out attacks without support from the other parties. Or TPLF did not receive the committed support by other parties. So I think that soon you will see all these players meet and they will make the big decision of either working together, attacking together, or they will face the risk of disintegration of the alliance of Northerners. That is what my assessment is. I know that Tigray military supporters, TPLF supporters won't be happy with this assessment. But I think I should be true to my viewers. What I feel I should share with them. Whether people like it or not, that's not my business. My job is to analyze developments neutrally and share my findings with you. International community is only issuing statements. I mean, AU issued a statement, UN issued a statement. Did any of them call Ethiopian Prime Minister, AU leaders, UN, Americans? Maybe they made calls secretly, maybe confidentially, they made calls, but no official confirmation. Did any of them call TPLF? Maybe they made calls too, but no official confirmation so far. So international community perhaps won't involve itself deeply to de-escalate the situation. Let's see what happens. Abiy has shown some signs, I think, in yesterday's parliament speech. I think he tried to create divisions. If you ask me, I talked to a viewer too, who is part of the live chat, and he sent me a very interesting analysis of Abiy's speech. I agreed with some of his points. I don't want to name him. I agree that Abiy's yesterday's speech was basically a mission to create divisions. That was a speech by the Prime Minister with a mission to create divisions. That is why he talked about Eritrean military, that Eritrean military during Tigray war looted people's houses and properties in Shire, that EDF looted a medicine factory in Adegrat, that Eritrean military committed atrocities, and that he sent Gaidu and the Gechu and Demake Mekonnen to Eritrea. And that was the time, that was the start of dispute between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Basically, he tried, and he accused the military of committing massacres of civilians in Aksum. Basically, he tried to create divisions between Tigrayans and Eritreans yesterday. And he tried to create division between Amharas and Tigrayans too. The speech was only meant to break the alliance of the Northerners. And I think I was expecting him to slam TPL. I mean, Tigray military cross-stack as they entered Salamti. Did you see the Prime Minister? Did you hear the Prime Minister condemn Tigray military? Did you see the Prime Minister use strong language against Tigray military TPLF? He was very restrained. Why? I think Abiy will try to engage TPLF. Abiy will try to break the alliance. If TPLF agrees with Abiy, the alliance will be broken. And if Abiy is not ready to give Volkayet and Salamti and status to TPLF, then you'll see the members of the alliance meet and make the big decision of coordinated attack on Abiy's government, Abiy's military. Sina says, I admire how you translate the situation. Thank you, Sina. That's my analysis. Betham says, do you think Abiy is stressed about the North Alliance and all? Obviously he is. What was his yesterday's speech about? He wanted to create divisions among the members of this alliance. He tried his best yesterday. And I think he can only create divisions if TPLF makes a deal with him. Fano won't make a deal with him. Fano are not negotiating with him. Ola won't make a deal. Eritrea won't make a deal as well. TPLF is the only party. Yeah, Guracha, you missed everything. You'll have to watch the yeah, Yini, you're late to Yini Musica, Guracha, you're late. Please do watch this entire live chat and express your views. Ilyas Milkia says if Eritrea starts war, uh, that what can do international community do since are we treating its sovereignty? Well, Eritrea won't fire the first shot. It will involve at a later stage. Eritrea will uh, ask Ethiopian partners to fire the first shot. I think TPLF did fire the first shot. But had Fano and Ola joined, had Eritrea launched controlled attacks on border, it could have led to start of a major attack on Abiy's government. That did not happen. Abiy maybe has another chance. If he fails to engage TPLF, I think we are going to head towards major conflict. Hassan Waliye says, too much conspiracy, not enough facts. Not surprising for me. That's what you write all the time. But if you know the facts, do share the facts with me, with the viewers. What are the facts? Batham says, when is Sarah going to do a news for us? Sarah is busy with her O levels now, focused on her studies. Gulme says, what kind of acceptable deal can he possibly offer to TPLF? Well, I think TPLF wants its status to be restored. And he gave some signs when he said that Tigray leaders should play a role on national level. I think that was, I think, a sign, a message by Abiy that Abiy is ready to integrate TPLF on federal level. That might happen, by the way. But that will be the end of alliance of the Northerners and Ola. Jacob Jericho says, first choice, what's the guarantee for Abiy that TPLF will sit satisfied gaining West Tigray and the promise with Eritrea, Egypt, Sudan, and the dream of Addis Ababa? Well, if TPLF gets its status back, if it gets Western Tigray, if it gets Salamti, I think it will be happy. It will have its budget restored. It will have some representation on federal level. Then why should it join Eritrea and Fano to attack Addis Ababa? Even if even if Fano, TPLF, Ola reach Addis, there won't be EPRDF like the one we saw from 1990s till 2018. EPLF now won't be able to lead Ethiopia like it did in 1990s, I think, and last 20 years before 2018. Things have changed now. That is why they can only have a share in government. If Abiy gives them the share, why will they risk waging war on Abiy? It was 42 minutes have passed. I would request you, please do watch this live chat. Uh, Again, if you have just joined and write your comments. Today's analysis was basically an analysis. It had input from intelligence tool, which I received, but it's purely an analysis. I'm open to correction, open to improvement. We'll stay in touch, and hopefully, I'll continue updating you about the situation. By the way, you saw that how quickly can a war erupt in Ethiopia. It seemed as if we were seeing deja vu. Drone strikes, thousands of Tigray soldiers on the move, ENDF, TPF, joint attacks. I mean, that was really horrific. If issues are not solved, wars will erupt. Issues should be solved. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Stay blessed. Bye bye.